Good morning, it's just Patrick here again from Complete Health, and I just wanted to jump on and really give some tips on how you can immediately remove some stress from your life. So we've been running a Facebook advert, which some of you may have seen, and some of the comments have not necessarily been the most positive. Now it's really interesting because we've run an advert with a very similar video 2 times before, and there just seems to be a little bit more friction with people in the world. Stress levels continue to keep rising. People seem to be becoming more and more opinionated, and so I just really wanted to give 5 tips or 5 things that I've really seen can really help people to improve their levels of stress, just because I'm seeing a lot of tension with people still. And I can honestly say that in the last 6 months is the first time that I can really understand how people feel with depression and anxiety. Now, I will honestly say I'm not anxious or depressed, but I have felt those emotions over the last 6 months, not knowing what's going to happen with my business. And so there have been a few things that I've really found really super helpful for getting myself out of those levels of stress. Now, number one for me, and this is something that I've been using for the last about 2 or 3 years now, is a daily meditation. Really simple. I use like 15 to 20 minutes. I've got a collection of different audio tapes that I use through either YouTube or that I've got downloaded on my computer, and I'll stick my headphones in. I tend to do my meditation lying down, and I tend to do it first thing in the morning. Now, the reason being is that our brainwaves are much more susceptible to change first thing in the morning. So if you can get up first thing in the morning and you can stick a positive meditation on, you've already hardwired your brain to go through that process for the rest of the day. So number one, and by the way, meditation is actually now much more scientific than what we actually once thought. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about the research on meditation and how meditation actually works, then your guy to listen to is Dr. Joe Dispenza, who was previously a chiropractor, who has really looked at the quantum physics and the biological changes that occur when someone goes through a meditative process. Number 2, this is probably more effective than most depression medications, and this is exercise. Exercise helps us release serotonin. Serotonin is one of our feel-good hormones, but serotonin is actually our long-term feel-good hormone. It's our long-term feel-good hormone. So unlike dopamine is what we release when we gamble, dopamine is what we release when we go out for fast food, dopamine is what we release when we eat sugar, dopamine is what we release when we use drugs. And as a result, that's a very short-term fix, but it doesn't give you sustained change. So what you end up doing is you end up really chasing that dopamine fix. So if you're not getting that sustained change, then it's really difficult to actually feel good long term. Number 3, this is something that I go in and out of doing, but I don't necessarily write it down every day anymore, but I do say thank you an awful lot more. And the reason being is it's a state of gratitude. And when you're in a state of gratitude, you are thankful for the things that are going on in your life. So you're much more present with those things, and you feel good for what you have. So rather than going, I will be happy when I have £1 million in the bank. I will be happy when I've got the new sports car. I will be happy when my house is finished. I'll be happy when my job is blah, 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 blah. I'll be happy when I get to go home. Be thankful for the things you've got. Be happy. I'm grateful I've got a job. There are hundreds of thousands of people that on the planet now that will not have a job. I'm thankful I have a job. I am thankful that I've got money coming into the bank. I'm thankful that I can get up every morning and I can make myself a coffee. I'm thankful for all of these things, but by actually acknowledging what you've got in your life, again, this can really significantly reduce your levels of stress. Number 4, doing something you really, really love doing. Now, I would suggest taking on a habit or a hobby that is healthy for you. So yes, going out and eating meals is great and it will make you feel better and you get to spend time with friends and family. This is brilliant because all of those things are really good for our mental well-being. But you've also got to limit the amount of bad foods that we're putting into our body. So if you're going to do stuff like that, try and limit to roughly 10% of the time, because we don't really want to have the benefits but then outweigh them with the negatives, because what we know is people on a poor and inadequate diet nutritionally become very deficient, and this can actually start to affect our hormones, and this can actually affect our mood as well. So what we're putting into our body can really affect our mood, but by doing something we really love doing, we can actually start to really drive up our mental well-being. And so it's also something where we can spend time with others, which at the moment is one of those things that's been very, very limited. Now, the final one, this one might be difficult for a lot of people, and this is trying to receive touch. Now, what we know about touch, or touch from another person, so when someone makes contact with you, we release a hormone in our body called oxytocin. Now, oxytocin is the hormone that we produce when we love someone. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that when that person touches you, that you love them, but obviously the more contact that we have with other people, the more we actually start to rise our oxytocin. And oxytocin, again, is one of those hormones that is released with our feel good expression. So the more time that we can get in contact with touch with others, this is why stuff like massage and chiropractic can start to actually make people feel different, and even just straight from the word go, just because their body is actually starting to change chemically through that process. Yes, there are other effects that are going on other than just the hormone releases, but this is why we get that really relaxed feeling when someone makes that constant contact with you with massage. So you can get contact via hugs, even just being in contact with other people, partners, friends, family. Just by making that contact with someone else, you'll immediately start to notice changes in your hormones. So go and make yourself feel good. Ignore the people that are being less than polite at the moment. Unfortunately, there is an abundance of people that want to take their stresses out on other people. And what we just have to understand is this is not necessarily a problem with you, but this is just a problem with their own issues at home. So when someone is very attacking, it's normally because they've got something going on in their life that they are coping with, and rather than addressing themselves, what they do is they project their problems on someone else. So just know, if someone is being rude or inappropriate to you, because it's happened to me this week, like I say, we've had a Facebook advert this week, and we had tons of comments of people just being really vindictive and nasty. But it doesn't matter. Their problem is at home, not with me. Their problem is at home and not with me. And we're going to continue to keep running the adverts. And the reason why we're going to continue to keep running the adverts is because we want to help more people realize what true health actually is, where true health actually comes from, so that we can help those people to express a better person of themselves, so they can go forth into the world and actually share the gifts that they have as well. So make yourself feel good, guys. This is Patrick from Complete Health. Please, if you want any more information, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes. You can find us on YouTube. Please like, share, comment. We want people to be able to see this information. If you know someone that can be helped by these videos, we really, really do ask that you share them with other people, because it's super important that we actually spread the message of improving our health and ways that we can do that. And by the way, people might never come and see me, but they may see my information, and as a result, it may create a life-changing experience for them. So please, if you know someone that would benefit from this, please share it on, and we'll speak to you again soon.